Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific time. It's fmtraining.tv. Watching the live training at fmtraining.tv. Very exciting. We're doing lots of live training every day, 1 o'clock this time. And of course, they are recorded. Then there's a day or two delay as we kind of get them reposted after they're cleaned up a little bit. Today is another exciting day because we are going to be showing off Nick Hunter, who's over here in his live smiley face. Let me see if I can bring him up. There is Nick. Nick, you're muted if you want to unmute your smiley face.
Yes, I'm unmuted.
There he goes. So Nick is here. He's very excited to be here. He's going to be doing another training day. But we actually have something really cool. So what I want to do is cover the live training, but invite you to participate more than you normally do. So I'm going to go to our live training website. Once again, this is how you support our channel by making sure that if you have an opportunity, you buy one of the bundles or renew the bundle. I always have to say this, it's very important. It's how you support the channel. We have a complete training bundle. We also have the video only bundle. And by you purchasing one of these or renewing an existing subscription, it helps support the channel so we can keep the lights turned on and the broadcast going. If you want $50 off these prices, send an email to support@rcconsulting.com. If you have questions, support@rcconsulting.com. Now, here's what's really cool. This is the new thing that's totally new. Nick has volunteered to do a total makeover for one of you nice people here. And what we're going to do is Nick is scheduled out, what is it, May 11th? Is that
11? Yeah.
Monday, May 11th, we're going to start a short series of videos. I'm not entirely sure how many. It'll be several days. And he's going to take one or two of your files out there. Now, Nathan Schneider, you don't qualify, I don't think, because Nathan Schneider has really awesome stuff that looks like Starting Point, as good as Starting Point. So Nathan Schneider, probably not for you, but anyone who has a really butt ugly FileMaker file, shall we say? It's a term I'm not supposed to repeat. So it's photographically challenged, or whatever you want to call it. It's really ugly. So how do you submit that? You're going to come down here to our fmtraining.tv page. You're going to go to live training. Down here below is a link, a little button right here, a very stealthy link, and it says, hey, would you like to submit a file to Richard during the broadcast? So if we ask for something, or you have a question, you want to ask us a question, we need to see a screenshot or something, you press this, and a little bit of a graphical, I don't know if Jacob Taylor's around, but there's a little bit of a malfunction on the note. Let me see here. So the comment stays there. Yeah, so he'll have to fix that. So don't, we just actually built this in the last day. And so you put your name in here. And then what you can do is put your address in there. And if you have any comments, you can just send us a comment if you want, written comment. Remember that this is kind of private. We see it. It doesn't go publicly over here. But you can also attach a file. So you could select the file. You could attach it. I'm going to do like this Fusion Charts file. Say, oh, this is my really ugly file. Hi, name is Nathan S. And my email is nathan@nathan.com or whatever his email is. And then I could put a little description here, which once again looks really broke at the moment. Jacob will fix that. This is my sample file. It's really pretty. I think it's so beautiful. And then you put your paragraph of text in here, and then you're going to submit. Now there's a limit of 250 megabytes, so if you can't give me a gigabyte file. The idea was that sending it through email is such a pain. This goes right into a FileMaker file. And if some of you really want to learn how this page is done, we will do a training session on how to build this page and do uploads and stuff like that. It's quite simple. Nick, are you ready to pick up the conversation here?
Yes, I'm ready. But before I switch into the screen, I want to clear the path in front of us, okay, between us. Okay. So this is it's not a hack day, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So
by the way, it's unfortunate you say that because actually on the website right now it says Control Style Hacks by Nick Hunter.
Okay. So it is okay. So I'm going to tell you something. Okay. So the credibility of somebody that telling you something is crucial here. So here I have some example. I have those things here. Okay, so what those are two examples of those are patents. Those are patents from the United States of America. and there's the Apple logo on those patents, and there's my name on the patent.
So you were so awesome that you had at the time FileMaker. You're the guy who developed that little roundy thing like that.
Yes,
on
I
the
made
appearance.
the corner radius control. I created it, invented it.
I'm bowing down before your awesomeness. As cool as I am, I don't have any patents.
I have another one.
Oh my, there's two.
And if you go, so those are two I saved when I left over there. But if you go at FileMaker over, you know this wall over there, Richard, that where you have all the patents of everybody. So you have something like 20 patents with my name there. So
20? Did you just steal those off the wall down there, or what happened?
No, I took two because that's the two they gave to me. No, that's the two they want to remove to replace a little bit, not to renew. Okay.
Okay.
So,
well, it's kind of like when you leave a company and you just kind of, take one of the company cars and take it home with you, kind of.
No, I didn't steal anything.
I'm borrowing it.
I didn't steal anything. Those are the two that my manager gave it to me. But before I left, this is
okay. So let me ask a question: is that a patent on how to do a hack? Is that what you patent, a hack? Because that's actually kind of what some of the people here are laughing their asses off because they think that Wolf. That I think Christian said that you have a patent of hacks here or something.
No, this is the credibility of somebody. That means script workspace, all those popovers and all those button bars and slide control and all of those things. I might not be the only guy there, right? But I was always part of the team. We created it and invented it and imagined it, right? So one way or another, I came with something here. I was part of something one way or another. For example, I have another patent, but I don't have it here. But the new calc dialog on FileMaker that got introduced in FileMaker 13, okay? I created from scratch, completely. Right, so I invented it. I even have the prototype here, but I can't show anything from FileMaker anyway. So I'm breaking my NDA stuff here.
Okay,
but,
you can't talk about that secret. Shh.
Okay, no, it's not secret. Everybody knows the CAG dialog, right? But okay, so that being said. What I'm saying here today is the truth, and I think everybody should listen and learn here, because and people should also go away from some object that we are using for decades that are going to die. Okay, so let me switch to my screen here right quick. So here, what we are going to talk about today is about all those objects that you can combine together and get a new object. I mean, you use FileMaker object as building block to build something else, right? So and here we are talking about this kind of what we call tabs here, because all those. The tab control you see here, we have the tab control for what's the name for decades, since FileMaker. I think FileMaker 2 has the first tab control, and if you go to the why is not modifiable? Yeah, that's a problem if it's not modifiable. Hold on, I switch back to my camera here right quick.
Switching to camera. Malfunction.
Yeah. So I don't know why it doesn't want to.
It doesn't work because it's a hack, Nick. Let's just face it. Face it. You have a hack, and you don't want to admit that. The first, when you go to, they have this Hackers Anonymous. It's kind of like a 12-step program for alcoholics or hackers, right?
So this, for example, this object here. It has been introduced in FileMaker 2.0. That's been 27 years ago, and since FileMaker 6.0, I double checked yesterday. Since FileMaker 6.0, nothing has been done in this object. We are talking about this tab control. So the tab control here. So for any of you that is using the tab control, I think you know what I'm talking about. it's kind of you get gray hair with these things. You know, the way it works, the way it is implemented, it's old, it's obsolete. It doesn't. Though all of this is kind of for it's a pain in the neck to use. I mean, and FileMaker has no intention to modernize this. So why they did that is because they preferred to come with modularity. That's how they called that back in the day. They prefer to come with modularity instead of coming with an object that is frozen, is supposed to do things, but this is what it's doing. You can't go outside the boundaries of this. You can't do anything here to modify the the 8. If you want to modify the 8 of the tab, you can't. I mean, it's not at all practical. And of course, you can't add inside this any picture, any what's the name, glyphs, any icons. It's difficult. You can hide one tab. You can hide this tab. Say, okay, I want to hide this tab. No, you can't. You can dynamically hide, using this and using this here. Hide object is not working, it's not hiding. So it's kind of it is the way it was back in 6.0. So that's why FileMaker said, okay, let's come with something more modular. We have object, and then you combine both object, and then you have a new object. You have a new feature. So we're talking about this here. See, you have when you click here, you have a tab, and then you have this tab sliding here. So the big advantage is on this is the what's the name? It's how practical and how modular you can modify the things. So the first thing you can see here. So to modify this is okay. So first I need to explain what it is. It's a mix of two things, two objects. Okay, so follow me. This is a button bar. You see, this is the new button bar here. This is the button bar. Okay, so you have the button bar that everybody knows, right? So and then you have a slide control. This here, it's a slide control. So slide control, you get them here. Get them here. And as you can see, this is interesting because FileMaker added the slide control with the tab control, right? Tab control, slide control. There's a reason why, okay? It's because they have the same application. They show what they call panels. That's why they switched to tabs to panel. I don't know if you noticed that, but if you go in the data viewer, everything you see here, it's all about panel. Here in the get function, get current panel and trigger target panel. Okay, so we're talking about panels. So this is because those two objects share exactly the same goal, is to show multiple panels at once. So you draw control, and then you have options here. You have the option to show the dots, and you have the option to don't showing the dots, and this is more for iOS, the swap gesture. And then you can navigate through and then you can add as many tabs you want. Okay, so that means you can add as many tabs you want, right? So if I double click here, you can see this is a slide control. And if you look now, FileMaker has this new a new feature, that the object tree. You can see that you have the slide control that's free slides, and you see this is slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, right? So so here you can rename the panels, and you can navigate and you can see what inside the panels. So for each panel here, see, you have the same for the tab control. See, you can see on each tab here and here what you have. So those two, the slide control and the tab control, are pretty much having the same behavior. The big advantage of having a more modular kind of object is with this I can do pretty much what I want. Okay, so see, for example, here I have a big number with a smaller, big red number with a smaller text labels here, and same here and same here. And you can see it becomes a gray when it's not selected and red when it's selected. And the big advantage of this is that you use the states, okay, the state of the object to show that. For example, when you have an active, this is the active state is red, and the inactive is gray, right? So, and then with this object here, you can do whatever you want here. Make it smaller. You can do something like that if you want. See, so you can have a tab control showing like that, right? If you want. So, and you can make it smaller, okay, or you can make it taller, right? You pretty much you do whatever you want here. There's something you absolutely cannot do here.
Okay. Okay, Nick, I do have a question. Ed Burkle was asking, and this is from about a minute ago. He's about a minute and a half behind. He said, "I assume the file would need a new admin account and password." That's his question.
Which file?
I'm assuming no. I think the question is not for you. I think the question is for our upload. Okay, so back up. So the upload, the makeover submission is now functional. Everyone, you saw this. If you want to submit a file, make sure that we have a username and password we can use to open it up. You should put that in the notes, maybe in instructions on how to get to whatever layout that you are using or think. If you put your own super secret username and password in there, that's just the user password name we're going to use. So probably, yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea to give us all your secret codes. So sorry about that. But people can now submit, Nick, just so you know. So I'm keeping an eye on that.
Cool.
Right, so
yeah, that's great.
So good.
So
keep going, baby.
Yeah, so you see the point here. You see the point. You see the advantage of something like that. And that's another big advantage that I love because I'm using that all the time, is that you can dynamically, let's say I have a field 1 here, and I say here, field 1 different of Nick. Okay, so that means this panel here, this button here will disappear if the field 1 is not Nick demonstration. So I'm here, so I have 2 slides, right? And if I edit this and I say, yeah, maybe I should have taken another field. Let's take fields 2 instead of field 1 also. Okay, so let's take field 2. So if field 2, it's not Nick. Now it's Nick. Oh, I have a panel. Now it's not Nick. Bam, I don't have the panel. So this is great when you have a status, for example. Let's say you have a status and say, okay, this is inactive. Or let's say you don't want to grant the privilege to do something to somebody. You don't want, for example, people not in the accounting department of your company. You don't want those people to see all the payrolls information and stuff like that, right? So you want only the accounting to see that, not all the people. So this is how you do something like that you can hide dynamically with a calculation, a tab. That means here, there's no way I can go to the tab number 2 because I don't have the button. Only if I put Nick, in that case, I can go there, right? So this is the only way. So if I don't do that, bam, I don't have it. So this is super powerful and is great. So before I explain how this works, I want to show you guys all what we can do with this technique. Because so far, and I think I can open, maybe I can open, what's the name? Do we have
What are you looking for?
FMSP.
You can use that one right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to show to the audience that we are using our own advice. It's not like we say something, it sounds great, but nobody's using them because it's just for the show, right? No, it's something we use and inside our product. And I'm going to show many other products, even some of my current customer application, Scott, who is in the audience. I know that. So here, what you can do, for example, this here, it's the same as this, right? Because tab control, the button bar, they have the ability to be presented vertically or horizontally. That means I can easily take this and say I want it to be vertical, right? So if I do this, I have a vertical control. When that was horizontal control. So this object, the tab control, forget it. You can have only horizontal, not vertical. So the advantage that now you can have something like that. So if you want to put as many tabs horizontally, so if you want to do something like that, say you take this and you put it like that, this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. It looked like not good. Okay. So vertical looks way better. And we use that because I want to show an example here. Why you need to use that technique here? For example, here we have in our FMSP, we have the preference. So here was the preference before. Okay. And here the problem. Oh, did have the problem here. So, and here, this was a problem.
All right, don't make fun of me.
No.
This is where Nick picks on the boss, and I take it personal, right?
No, don't take it personal. It's just that. Okay, look, you started this file 25 years ago. You started this file 25 years ago, and I'm pretty sure if I'm getting FMSP 1.0, you have maybe 1 or 2 tabs here.
Yeah, I think there were like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Okay, now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So email pro, email iPad, email WebDirect, developer, import, photos. This is my favorite tabs, by the way. Map, barcode, timesheet. Okay, you have all of this, and look how it looks. It looks like compressed. So now let's say I want to add a new one. I want to create a new one that say, hey, this is a new tab. I want something like that. I created it. I put it here, right? So it's there. I can't even see it. Okay, I can't even see it. Okay, okay. It's not because we didn't have the object before that what we were making before wasn't relevant. That is before. Now we have this new way to do things. That's why we're here, to improve ourselves, right?
Oh yeah.
So okay.
It's just
this is how
it's just painful to watch your previous sins displayed on TV live for everyone to see. It's like, hey, Richard, you're really a great guy, but let me show the whole world why you suck so much.
No,
did I? Okay, it's so painful. It's so.
Did I say that? Did I say that? Okay. It's okay. Do you want me? Okay. Okay. Hold on. No. You know what happened? 2 months ago, I saw somebody from France contact me and say, "Hey, Nick, you remember me? Oh, that 20 years we didn't see. 20 years." He contacted me on Facebook, and he had a hard time because I changed my name when I came in the US. So he had a hard time to find me. So he finally found me. And he said, "You remember the solution that you built for me?" I said, "Oh my gosh, was with FileMaker 6.0, right?" And he said, "Can you help me?" So we shared the screen, and I saw a solution I made 25 years ago. And I said, "Oh my God," that's what I said. Okay, it was like, wow. Okay, that was 25 years ago. Now we are in 2020. So this is what it looks like now, right?
Yes.
So, okay, so now that means I can even add more. And if I have a lot, let's say I have a lot, I can do this. So I can remove a little bit here. I can say, because there's a lot of, remove this a little bit. Okay, so I can do this, right? I can have a very small, you see, I can make them smaller, and then I can add more, right? So the advantage of the tab. So now you understand why FileMaker wanted to go away from the one monolithic object that do something and that's it. Now you can do whatever you want, and you can even do this here. Is not even a hack. This is not the the little blue line here. It's absolutely not a hack. It's part of the object. Like when it's active, I want the border here blue with number 4. I can even change color. I can make it red if I want. Now it's red, right? So it's not a hack. It's part of how FileMaker is built, right? And this is how those objects has been imagined, right? So so it's very important for you to see that. And then you have another way also to display. See the benefit of this. Here you can use tabs, right? You have tabs, and in the same time you have this. This is the equivalent of doing this. Look, you know what this is? It's the equivalent of doing something like that. You remember that time when we were doing kind of things like that?
Yep.
You have
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and then within this you had another tab. You know,
Oh yeah.
A, B, C, okay, right? And then inside you have another tab. You remember those nested tab control? This is insane. This is impossible to use. So that's why here you can have multiple tabs. You see, like I have here, but I can show you another example where we have different tabs. Here, for example, this here, this here. So where's my accordion? Oh, here. So here, for example, see you have a tab here, and those are tabs as well. Those are tabs. See? They're tabs. They call that accordion. Accordion style. FileMaker has this. This is we have this here, accordion style, right? And you have also the same here. When you double click here, you have accordion. See? So you have the same here, built with FileMaker with these objects. See? You have an accordion. What the advantage of the accordion is that you can have a very large titles. See here? Very large title, and they look good. And then you have tabs within tabs, but they don't look like tabs within tabs. Pretty much they are. You know, it's a slide control. This is a slide control here. And within the slide control, see, I have another one. So it is a slide within a slide, which is the equivalent of a tab control within the tab control. But they look completely different, and then they don't look like cumbersome to use.
Okay.
And
Stop.
you know,
Stop.
okay.
Stop. Question. So, question from MailSoft. Question: will a vertical button bar scroll up and down if you have too many that fit on the layout?
No.
Okay.
Answers.
Okay. Let me put that. He said it was like not even a discussion.
Okay. In that
All
case,
caps.
okay.
No.
In that case, we use a portal. And
Wait. A portal of buttons?
Yeah, I can show you.
Okay.
I can show you. Here, for example, so Scott, you recognize your new software. This here, why is not doing it? She's supposed to do it. Maybe because it's not activated. But you can have a. Okay, so that's a bug. I need to fix it. But normally here, so here now you see here you have a button here, and you can scroll them.
Whoa, that's cool. How'd you do that again?
Okay, so this is okay. This is part of my. By the way, if you want to learn about this technique, download our file FM Launchpad. It's there. It's for free. You can download it for free. You have pretty much everything here.
Or,
Uh,
alternately, if you really want personal assistance, you can always hire Nick. So
yeah,
that's
okay,
that's always an option as well.
that's Scott. That's Scott. Maybe you can intervene here if you want to comment. Scott is a developer, and here pretty much how I'm working the most of the time. I worked for a big company for 2 years, and now I'm working for and I'm working with Scott. Is They are developers, and they have solutions, but they need to a complete redesign of the solution without a complete rebuild of the solution. That they want the next step in terms of design and organization, like it is now here. So I'm working in tandem with Scott, who is a developer, right? And we work together. So pretty much Scott is building the logic, is building the calculation and everything, and is building the workflow. He's imagining the workflow, and then he said, "Okay, Nick, make it pretty, make it that everybody can understand what's going on." And then I'm analyzing what he's doing, and then and I'm building the UI that goes on top of it. This is most of the time I'm doing, right? And this is extremely valuable because I don't destroy anything about what you did, right? And I can even show this that, see, for example, estimate is not done yet. This is the previous design from Scott, right? And now I have that. Now that's a new design, right? Completely different, right? So so this is how you do the scrolling here, right? Those are portals, and in all the system, when I build a system for somebody, I'm creating the system here. You go to navigation, and you can create your own. You can create your own menu. So if you want a new one, you add a new navigation menu. You say hello, okay, and you have a new one here, okay. So if I go to work order, now I have a. I think I need to. I think I need to restart. And I think I need to restart. Anyway, so you know what I mean. I need to restart. I need to. But
Restart your whole restart your whole computer or what?
No, restart the solution. But I don't want to
okay.
do that. This is a real. This is real. So, but you can create your own, and then you restart, and then this is reflows. This reflows, right? Because with this system here, when you use this technique, you can go for each user. So let me go here. I don't want to expose too many people. So let me go there. So you go to the user, and I'm not just saying Hunter. So then I'm showing myself only. So you go here, and then you have a total control. This is also part of FM Launchpad. This file. Maybe you can. I don't know how we can send an email to people or whatever if they want. Tell them where to find this file, the FM Launchpad, Richard.
Yeah, I'll work on that. I'm actually hunting down files for people right now. So
yeah, okay, yeah. So here, what you have complete. This is part of FM Launchpad, and then you have complete access. For example, you don't want to grant people. That was I was saying. You don't want to grant people. Let's say you don't want them to go to system and and staff, for example, and you don't want them to go proposal. You don't want them to do that. So when they log out, and then you say you log out, and then you log in back, and you can see here, you will see that staff and stuff like that won't be there anymore, right? I don't have staff. I don't have system. See, it's gone, completely gone. This system, staff, proposal, project are gone. So that means you can go. You definitely can go. So you can, with this system I built, and I use what I was talking about, hiding tabs here. When I was hiding tabs here when something is not Nick here, okay, hiding a tab like that. So it's part of this too, because you can hide things like show hide properties. If you don't want the people to show the properties, the property, if you go to asset, this property this property tab goes away, right? So that means you cannot go there anymore, right? So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So so now you saw that you have multiple ways to organize complex layout, you know, where you have a lot of things like this. This here is kind of a complex layout. See, you have portals. See, can you imagine, like, let's say when you have a portal like that. See, when you have a portal where you don't know where the portal start, when the portal ends, and you have a lot of big fat field like that in the portal in list view like that. It's very poor design. This is FileMaker out of the box, okay? This is what FileMaker gives you out of the box, but you don't have to use this. And here in this file that you can also download for free, show how it looked like using the master detail design technique. And here, exactly the same data, but look how it is presented. So you have this, and this here, this is a portal. This is a portal. You can add a row, right, and say, and put whatever, hello, right? So this is a new row, hello, and add a row. So, and then you can select here. So if you want to learn how to do things like that, you can go and download this file. And I made it extremely simple and straightforward for you guys. See, it's very simple. There's no, you know, I'm going table 5, you know, I don't have, just you can remap on your own, and the scripting is very simple. I keep everything simple.
All right, so what we want to do is look at the sample files. So what we're going to do is for those of you who want the sample file, you ready for this? You're going to go to fmtraining.tv. You're going to press the individual courses button. You're going to press the Nick Lean Design button right here. And this is kind of, if you haven't watched this, boy, I tell you, it's good stuff. And you're going to hit the sample files download right here. Just put in your information. We will email you all the sample stuff here, the Launchpad and other stuff that he used for this course. So he's redoing that. That's really cool. People really like your icon design, Nick. They thought that was really cool. So
yeah, it's very cool because you know, you can create on the fly as many, and because it is a portal, you can pretty much do whatever you want here. So you click here, you go, and you see because okay, so far everybody was doing things horizontal. Why? Because we didn't have other choice than do horizontal. Today our screens are larger, wider than tall, right? So they're wide. So that makes now it's relevant to have controls on the side and not on the top anymore. And at the same time, that liberates the top of the screen for other things like here. Imagine, for example, if I have my navigation on top and this on top. So it looks kind of cumbersome. And I want to show you also, that is, but this is part of another, where do I have something like that? Maybe I have something here. This is in construction. So see, for example, here, you have this layout there's a lot of things on this layout, right? So you have a slide control here, right? This is a slide control. See, slide control, right? And then you have another slide control here, and you have another button bar. So this is a button bar. This is a button bar. So look how they look. They look different. So they look. This is the button bar. See, and see how different they look. So this is doing exactly the same thing here, but they look different. That means you know what's going on here. You have a sense of hierarchy. You know this is part of financial, and in the financial you have the material purchase and stuff like that, and invoicing, right? So and the same here inside for each request you have the result and the request, right? And here the same thing here for all the section. So you have the possibility of doing things like that. This is the imagine that you use my example that I did earlier. Imagine you use a tab like that. You have only one object, tab within tabs, because this is what I'm doing here. This is tab within tab, but they absolutely don't look like tab within tabs. Okay, so it doesn't feel cumbersome. It doesn't feel hard to use. So if you have any questions.
No, well, I'm sure they have questions. What I am solving a couple questions. Everyone has the now has access to the know where to get the sample files, which is awesome. I'm actually trying to give some information. Someone else had a kind of an off
Yeah.
question about a clock and a
Yeah.
timer. I'm handling that for the moment. Yeah, so people love this. This is a good one. This is a very popular conversation.
Yeah, and so something here I want to. Do we have time,
No,
or
you can
are
keep
we?
going. I mean,
So
I guess when people drop off and they're dead, then,
yeah,
but
but
yeah.
you're not dead with what I'm showing here. Actually that resuscitates you, because I'm pretty sure now plenty of people say, oh my gosh, I can do that, right? So I want to tell people the UI is the key of everything, and Scott now know that, and everybody that worked with me in the past knows that the design is the most important things. Look, for example, here, those are tab control, those are accordion, but they look like tab control, right? Look how many fields, how many things I have in this layout. Those, all of this, okay, all of this. So everything here, plus all those fields, right? And inside, see, I have a here. This is a slide control, right? This is slide, and within I have these two. So here, how it looks. You have the main slide control here with 7 slides, right? So you have the 7 slides, and within this one, I have another one with 2 slides, right? So imagine again, you use the tab control. It looks like, I'm sorry to say that, it looks like crap. It looks like crap because it's impossible to use. And then you have all the design technique, for example, for the address. I want to see the address. So that is, you remember the course yesterday when I was saying about the first course on Wednesday, when I was using my list to get the comma. So this is how it's done. See, I'm entering the information here, and then, but here on the layout itself, I'm showing only the address. I don't need the fields, right? Because the address is not changing every 5 minutes, right? You enter once and that's it. It's there, right? I mean, when you have a customer, right? So, so the same here. You have the billing address here. So you have the billing address. So, and all the thing here, and here you have these buttons, visual thingy and stuff like that. So these objects, those slide control here, the slide control as new tab control, it's awesome because it liberates you from the fear to do tab within tabs that was horrible in the past, right? So if there's any question.
I'm looking for questions. I'm about ready to answer the other questions. So we have several questions going on in different tracks. I'm actually quite busy here. Nicely arranged. Man, I figured the first part, MailSoft, people are talking to each other. Yeah, so I guess there's a little bit of a conversation. We have some more experienced people here, and then people who are still learning quite a bit. But this is the lean design, and Nathan Schneider was talking about basically, or from another guy here, Skane 101 was saying that basically by building stuff really efficiently, you can have a FileMaker solution scale to hundreds of users, right? And that's really kind of the idea. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, Nick, it's pretty, but it also scales to hundreds of users, which is really great.
Yes,
so,
it is because you have what's the name? The design. Just show you what the design can do. So let's say I'm in project. Let's go to project. Let's go to project. Oh, I am in project. Okay. So I want to add. So let's go to a new one, completely new. And so I need to add a superintendent. See, for example, the UI tells me what I need to do. The UI tells me that you must assign a personnel. And so, and if let's say I'm in project info and I want to assign the personnel, okay, I click here and it brings me to the personnel tab directly, right? So, okay, so I need to put some people. So let's put some people here. here and here, you know, pretty much. So, and here, and here. Okay, so now I can add a daily report. So I'm adding a daily report here. I'm adding the daily report. See how I have a card style window showing me the dates for the daily report. Okay, it's for today. That's what I want. And I'm in the week 4 of this month, right? So I create a new daily report. And then when I am in the daily report, see, Crank, I have this. So it didn't take long to create. And I have this magnificent layout where you have a lot of things too, but doesn't look cumbersome and complicated to do, right? So here, for example, you have the time entry. Automatically, I'm adding the crew members that was attached to the staff. I don't want to enter into the details here, but I can add members if I want. I can add multiple. See, I can select multiple. I can select this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, I validate, and then now they're part of this, right? And I can generate entries. And for the entries, I say, okay, I want to generate entry for those people, and they start at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m. and they stop at 4 p.m. So I create. See how the presentation of this, and everything's fast. The solution is hosted on Amazon. It's real. It's a real solution in real time, and the design is the key of success, making everything simple, straightforward, right? And those tab control, right? Those tab control are also helping a lot, because all is based on this. See, you have this two, you have those two here, and so you can articulate your layout in a much better way. You have a lot of things here. I have a lot. Look, all the objects I have in this layout. I mean, I have a lot of objects, you know, and I have a lot of tab control. So if I'm slide control, if I'm looking for slide controls here, panel. See, I have all those panels here, right? So I have a lot of things here going on, right? So so this is pretty much what I need to, you know. If you want to know how that works, just download this file. It's easy to understand. And it's straightforward, and you will see.
Yeah, the red downtown's in a different spot. I think that's on our. If you go to the marketplace, you can find that. So we got a couple comments and questions here. People are asking when they started using FileMaker, and if you want to switch back to your camera, Nick, that's okay.
Yes.
So one is that if you want to go to the download, we posted the link previous in the comments. Go to the download, submit. If you want to submit your file to be do a makeover. So Nick will remake your file and make it beautiful. When it does, it'll show up in this little file that we have right here. So if you go to the live training website, you press the live tab right here. Scroll down, you can press this button right here, and you can submit your name, a little bit of comment. Once again, I've already had to take my abuse from Nick today about how my design had gotten too old and skanky, and he had to rebuild it because he has a patent from the U.S. government that says he's awesome. And so, but if you have a file and you're not a little bit of subconscious, or we could omit your name out of it, unless it's IMOG, then we have to tell everyone it's IMOG. But of course, he's not here today. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of an interesting question. So so let's talk about this a little bit. So can I make a suggestion? So to Simi Sirac, you don't this gets back to yesterday's conversation. He's asking about doing multiple file uploads in WebDirect. The question I would ask though is if it's a public facing website, then you can't really use WebDirect even legally, or even it makes any sense, because WebDirect's a little bit fragile. You have to tell people to use certain browsers, etc., or it won't work. If you want a file upload capability, I would suggest that you reach out to Support RC Consulting, because that's what this is right here. You're seeing on screen is a file upload that loads into the database. So if those of you want to actually see this happen in real time, I'm going to move Nick's little face out of the way down here. But if you actually go here and submit this, it will show up over here in real time. So if you want to like check that out and try that, you can see that happen. Although keep in mind, there's about a minute delay from the time you submit to the time you'll actually see the feedback here. But if you're talking about the ability to upload through a web page, WebDirect A is that kind of pricey, and B, it's definitely not for public consumption. If you have employees or contractors that there's a relationship with, then you can dictate to them they have to use Chrome in a certain version, or they Chrome in a certain version, or Outlook or not Outlook, but Safari in a certain version, or Edge in a certain version. Outside of that, you really don't have controls over it, what people are using. That's kind of the challenge with that.
Yeah. Like, for example, I know I have a friend in Canada, in Quebec, who is building a solution for a school dance. Okay, and they use, so they have a school, they have students, and they have a teacher, right, for dancing. And for each student can log in the FileMaker solution in the WebDirect. They have a login password, and they can see their progress, and they can see messages from the teacher. They can upload things also. But as you said, it's a controlled environment. It's their students. They know who they are, right? It's not open to the public like Amazon.com.
Okay, well, I do have one question here from Skane101, and I can't remember once again all your names here back and forth, but he is requesting a quick lesson on the object tree, which you could tell he's a developer if he calls it the object tree, because that was an internal term that FileMaker used or Claris engineers used. They don't use it in their official words or official terminology, but if you want to do a demo, Nick, just walk through how the object tree works. I think that's a request we have. And then, of course, Nick, we're back on your screen, full screen. If you want to walk us through the tree over here.
Yeah.
So
it's a good question, because you're going to need it if you want to use this technique with this. Personally, I cannot walk with a FileMaker that doesn't have the object tree anymore. It's not possible. So FileMaker 14, 15, one day I needed to go back to 14 and say, okay, I can't use this software anymore. Okay. The object tree is awesome for multiple reasons. So you can retrieve because as you can see, when you click on a button on an object, it goes, like, for example, I just see for example, can you see here that you have an object here? You can't, but here you can see that you have an object, and now you can say just delete, right? And here, for example, here I have a small object here. See, a little tiny object here, little small. But but here with the object tree, I could see it and I can delete it. Right. Same here. See. What the object tree is doing is showing you objects that you have on the layout. So when they are unnamed, that means they don't have names. Here, when they have no names, they show you as button, and they show you as tab control, slide control. There's no name, right? But what is important, you can search for an object when you have a very complex layout. So, because as you can see here, for example, you want to go to this object here, you go there, and bam, it selects for you. Even if the object is inside the tab control, like that is inside the tab number 2, you want to go this one. See, and also it shows you the groups. That is important. It shows you the groups, and it selects within the groups also. So you can select object, navigate through your layout, and search for object directly here. So now you can say, okay, oh, I want map, for example. Okay, you found map. You want button. Button. Okay, so you have all the buttons. And then when, for example, you want slide 1, for example, or slide 1. Okay, so you have slide 1. So you can search here. Also, what you can do with the object tree, you can filter. Let's say you want only to see your web viewer. See, you have only the web viewer. Now, so you can see you want the charts. You want fields, not only the fields, etc., etc. The other thing you can do, another great thing you can do, and that I'm using that all the time, because for the button bar here, to go to this slide control. Let's say this one, see this one go to slide 1, and this one go to slide 2, this one go to slide 3. So that means you need to rename those, see those slides here, slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, you need to rename them. Before with FileMaker, you had only one way to rename an object, was here. Now with the button bar, you can go here and rename an object, right? You can go there directly and rename the object here. And you can even go inside and you can rename these objects. See here, for example, there's no names for this one. It's showing you the open script workspace. There's no name, but you can say, okay, this is a button. You can rename it, you know, you can rename the object and have another name, right? So this is very important. Last thing that to me, it's life-saving. It's like, if I don't have this, I can't walk with my production. Because now we do much more overlapping object than before. We overlap object, we hide object, we show object and stuff like that. And what is very important is the ability to hide an object. See, I can hide an object. I can hide an object. So the object's still there, but it's hidden. It's not in the way. No, it's not in the way anymore. So you can hide it. Okay, so that but doesn't mean it disappears. That means you hide it, but when you go browse mode, it's there. It's just hidden in layout mode.
And I'm going to interrupt. It's hidden on your session in layout mode. So
Yeah.
if someone else is in layout mode and say they're looking at the screen, it won't affect anyone else's computer.
Yeah, but nobody else can be in the layout mode anymore.
You can have two people in
will be-
layout.
it will-
You can't, but two
It
people
will be
can't
locked.
edit.
It will be locked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. But yeah, that's true too. But the point is, it's very much
Yeah, no,
session
yeah, sure,
based.
yeah.
So if you quit FileMaker and reopen it, it's going to forget whatever those settings are.
Yeah, exactly. It forgets everything. All the hidden stuff. But yeah, that's what happened. But the object tree, without the object tree, you can't use FileMaker pretty much. You know, it's you miss something if you don't use object tree. So I think I went to all the
Questions, folks. It's a long day. Does FM Launchpad work with WebDirect? Question from Aaron.
no.
Okay. Could it work with WebDirect?
Yeah.
Or?
Of course. I mean, okay. It will work if you put no, hold on. If you share the solution with WebDirect, it will work. It will start. Everything will work, but it's not optimized for it.
Yeah, you were building it with Go and Pro at the time, right? For that.
It's not. It's only Pro. It's only Pro. I'm sorry, guys, but I didn't have the time to build it for all those platforms. It's a really time consuming, and I didn't have the time to do that.
Well,
and,
given the price that everyone's paying for this for that sample file, they got a really good deal.
That's a good deal. Okay, well, you know what? We do 20% off.
20% off of zero. All right.
Zero.
All right. That's really awesome. Although, once again, we are going to wrap it up here. I did see this. It looks like Joan is subscribed to Twitch Prime. We appreciate it. As a reminder to Joan and everyone else, and you can subscribe it as a basic level to get rid of any commercials. So if you're sitting here talking and you need to get a commercial for Taco Bell or some sort of restaurant or food, then understand that you can get around that. Also, I do want to remind everyone that Nick and I are, despite not being a hack, we do want to ask that you maintain your bundle. This is how you support the channel. We greatly appreciate this. So if you have a bundle, don't have a bundle, if you need FileMaker to come with it, buy this one here. If you don't need FileMaker, you just want the training, you're going to want this bundle right here, which is $199. If you want $50 off of that, send us an email to support@RC Consulting, and we'll get you hooked up. Now, all you folks, thank you very much. We will catch you next week.
guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected, the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap. Stands in, throws it left for Amendola. Reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10. Rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.